During his visit to the USA this past week, Kenyan President William Ruto sounded an ominous alarm over impending conflict in Somalia.
Before I came here on Saturday, I had an engagement with the president of Somalia. And we have serious security challenges because there is an impending drawdown of Atmis that is calendar-based, not conditions-based. Our position is that the United States should step in and change the trajectory. Otherwise, we will exit Atmis troops and the terrorists will take over Somalia.
Are still reported missing.
Thousands of African Union forces operating under the acronym Atmis have been withdrawing since the middle of last year. 5,000 more are due to leave at the end of 2024. Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has long stated that his nation's security forces are ready to stand on their own. Villa Somalia has not reacted to Ruto's call for a change in the Atmis withdrawal timeline. It is also unclear how Washington can meet Ruto's demand that the U.S. inject itself into the situation. The agreement for deployments within Somalia was negotiated with the United Nations. The European Union supplies most of the funding for the AU forces. Ruto also complained that Kenya has too many security situations on its plate.
We are dealing with the situation in the Sudan. We had a signing of the civil society and other political parties last week. We are dealing with the situation in South Sudan. The president of South Sudan was in Kenya, how we can hold their hand to go to elections. We have the situation in Eastern DRC, and Kenya is doing the heavy lifting.
Ruto injected Kenya into the security situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where UN peacekeepers were previously deployed. But Kenya also seems anxious to take on more regional responsibility. The EU's representative to Kenya was in Mombasa in recent days. Henriette Geiger announced that Kenya would become the second African country to prosecute pirates, joining Seychelles. She was viewing the first joint exercise between the EU's Operation Atalanta maritime force and the Kenyan Navy and Coast Guard. EU NAVFOR Somalia managed to suppress piracy in its previous years, but with the current Operation Atalanta, the forces will work with different governments to address emerging piracy and the illegal group at Suez Canal. There were tense moments during the ceremony, as Geiger posted online. As we were on the bridge of the Italian Atalanta ship at Mombasa port this afternoon, the distress call came in from the vessel Basilisk, which was attacked by pirates. We had the rare opportunity of witnessing UNAVFOR Atalanta in action. Operation Atalanta deployed forces who boarded the ship and subdued the pirates. It is unclear at this point whether they will be tried in Kenya. ADN TV will continue to report on security developments across Africa.
Shows the important role that Kenya